Good morning. This is the Knox County Commissioners, October 9th, 2025. We have our illustrious 911 director here to share with us about our 911 in our program. So thank you, Laura, for being here.
Yes. Well, looking at our stats here, you can see the total calls for service has gone down just a little bit. But our 911 calls went up. Our day was Tuesday for 911 and Monday for non-emergency, the busiest day. Busiest time for 911 calls was 6 p.m. and the busiest time for non-emergency was 2, which it has been that for the last 4 months. As you can see. In fact, most of the year it's been 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So don't know what it is about 2
An
o'clock.
odd time, isn't it?
Yeah, right, because people are still at work, still at school, so, but that seems to be the busiest time for those non-emergency calls. Our other calls are drug overdoses, those went down. So that was good. The drug-related calls were up just a little bit. Our mental health calls were up. And the attempted threatening suicide, and we did have one completed suicide last month, so that number for the year is already beyond what last year was, unfortunately. And then if you look at the reports I gave you out of our phone system, the only one I brought up was the class service, just because I like to look at the wireless and the landline and all of that. So for the 911 calls, you can see that most of them were wireless. We had very little that was landlines. In fact, 29 of them were landlines. And then when you look at the VoIP, which was 157, that's your voice over internet, the wireless was 1,317. So definitely. And if I had to bet, a lot of those landline calls came from businesses probably. Because you just don't see it in the homes very often anymore. So again, we rely on that technology for location. If the person can't tell us their location when it's a wireless phone, that's what'll be great with the state next gen when we get to hop onto that and be connected through there and to everywhere around us in Ohio. But we've been working on that. Justin from the map department, he's been doing all the GIS work and all of that. So that has kind of started in.
When do you think that'll be completed for us?
Next year sometime. Yeah. They still haven't really given us a cost, but a date. Other than that, October 15th, Nicole and I will be participating in the Public Information Officer and Media Tabletop Exercise. I've done quite a few different public information officer things, but Nicole has not, so this will be great for her. And then we have 2 dispatchers that will be participating in the Fredericktown School Career and Hobby Day. This will be our 2nd year for that. And they will be giving out educational materials and explaining the duties of the 911 dispatcher. So it's good to have them back out in the schools and the community.
Yes, it is.
And that they did the first Fridays this year and that. So cold weather's coming up. There's not a whole lot for us to participate in during that time, but we'll find things if we can. So other than that, that's it. They're getting ready to go to their alternate schedule where they work the 2 12s, 2 8s. They start that this Saturday. And I would say 95% of them are excited about that. So
when they out at the field house, did you have people out there for that career day 2 weeks ago, 2 Fridays again? Because I don't remember seeing anybody out there.
no,
Saw the fire department,
right.
Mount Vernon.
For us, it's kind of hard to simulate what we do in there, right? You know, no radios, none of that stuff. So we did not participate in that. Yeah. We do have an intern. It was yesterday. We had an intern in there from the Career Center. We do that quite a bit. They're part of a program there where they go and try out different careers or whatever.
Yes,
This one actually was from the police department, but whenever the police department has them, they'll send them into dispatch to see that. But we've had the ones where they're in here for like several weeks each day for a few hours at a time.
I know initially when we were setting up our new center downstairs, we had two that were gonna be practice areas, and we kind of limited that, right?
Yeah,
Did we ever
Yeah.
even get that set up at any stage where,
no, that was down at the end of the room. We had those older stations down there.
yes,
But we did not. And then when we redid it, you know, we had the 5 put in.
mhm,
We do have a desk over there, it has a computer and it has CAD on it. And it's basically for supervisors if they have any work they need to do where they kind of want to get away from the area. But you could, if you had to, but you're only gonna be listening and entering information. You can't answer a radio from there unless you had a portable, you could, but we could do a makeshift one, let's put it that way. We had to.
Laura, I saw, I don't have a chance to talk to you, but on Spectrum News over the weekend, they were Clark State Community College or Clark State
Is it
College.
Tennessee?
No, and it's
Oh.
in here, and I think that, I assume that's in Clark County, is where Clark State is, I was trying to. But
Oh, in
they-
Ohio.
yeah, they are starting a 911 dispatch academy. And it's a 6-week program where they're doing hands-on training for
Yes.
people that then they're ready to get a jump start to be hired in dispatch. But it said that obviously they're doing it to help out their county, but they're also expecting it to help potential 911 centers in the region.
Right,
So I don't know if they, I was thinking you may like want to reach out to them because
right.
that to get us in a pipeline if.
Actually, we've talked to Dana at the Adult Career Technical Center here. About getting a dispatch program in there. And he would like to do that. Nicole and I have kind of looked over the cost of some of the simulators that they have, where you can learn that way. And then we would teach the public safety telecommunicator course and then the medical dispatch course, just and other fundamentals of dispatch. So we have talked to him about that because they would like to add that to their public safety part there because they already do fire EMS. And I think they're doing wall now. I think they just got that added in.
Well, I'll send you that stuff because I
Yeah.
saved it and if they wanted to do a program, they may reach out to them to pattern it in
Right,
the same way, but I know they said it was a 6 weeks hands-on program.
yeah.
So do you find yourself with your staffing levels frequently enough that you need that type of outside action to keep people trained all the time to come in? Do you understand what
It
I'm
would be
asking?
nice,
We've had
Um,
some areas where we, in the last few years, really struggled. to-
yeah. Our
mean-
last 2 to 3 spots, it's always, and
Rotating?
some of that's due to people come in and it's just not the job for them. Or they come in and they learn and then they go elsewhere. Maybe there's more money or,
So you do find yourself as a jumping ground for employees?
mhm,
We used to carry between 4 and 6 part-timers,
yeah,
and that was our pipeline. If somebody left,
just fill in.
we could fill in one of them if they wanted to go full-time, but we really can't find, we haven't had part-timers in probably a couple of
Couple
years.
years, yeah.
Do you even do part-timers now, Laura?
We would if we got everyone out of training,
Right.
but so far we haven't. And right now we still have 2 in training and they're probably training another 4 to 5 months, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so once we do have a full staff trained, yes, we would like to get,
Some type of interaction.
yeah, and. Too, we kind of like to give our trainers a little bit of a rest. That's a burnout when you're constantly training and you don't get to just come in and do your job, Yeah. And thankfully though, our trainers, they've been troopers. I mean, they have, because it seems like for the last several years, there's always someone in training, so.
So your trainers are actually full-time employees too, correct?
And they get a little additional compensation for hours that they
Yeah.
are training, that's in their contract.
Yes,
now you talked, about switching the hours, is that the one system we used a year or so ago?
Mhm.
Would- And, yeah, we have the personnel now to
Yeah.
do that and
Yes,
people like that.
yeah.
And what, explain once again how that benefits our dispatchers.
So they get 3 days in a row off. It's always the same 3 days. It doesn't rotate. It gives more of them, in fact, I think more than half the staff, an opportunity to have at least one weekend day off in their normal days off, which is appealing. I get that the senior staff has been here a long time and those are those days they want, and they still get the great weekend days, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But now it allows for more people to have that, and I honestly think, that and a few other things is what has allowed us to keep the staffing that we have, minus those last two spots that we're constantly filling, because we are seeing some more longevity out of the ones that have been hired, so. That and, their pay increase and that, their benefits, I mean, they have,
They'll work 2 12s and 2 8s a week.
yes.
2 12-hour shifts, 2 8-hour shifts, then they're all 3 straight days.
Mhm,
That's not a bad schedule at all, really.
mhm.
So have we ever looked at, Jason, the stipends that we're paying the trainers versus just having a trainer position there that does the training, since we seem to be in that
Well, the
predicament all
problem
the
with that
time?
is they're all on different, as they're getting trained, they get scooted around on different shifts.
Mhm.
So you'd have to have a trainer on every,
So they're actually working while they're trained, then? Is that
Mhm.
what you're
Yeah.
telling me?
Yes,
Okay.
because there's, well, Laura can explain better than me, but as they get trained on different stations, so they might, where you typically start them on fire.
just depend
Okay.
where,
So
yeah,
once they're certified to do fire calls, then they will take
Gotcha.
law enforcement calls, and then they can be the call taker that, they
yeah,
move them around. So they might be qualified to handle certain stations, but not.
So your training is
qualified to
actually
do
on the
everything.
job training
Mhm.
instead of training.
yeah. On the job, there is some classroom because they have to take the telecommunicator course, which is 40 hours. And then the emergency medical dispatch, which is 32 hours,
Okay.
and those are both taught on site here. Typically by Nicole or one of our supervisors that is also, they're certified to instruct. We used to send them out, but we found it was a lot easier to do it in, so,
How many different stations then would a person get trained to?
4,
Okay, and
Yeah.
they are,
call taker, fire and EMS. And then you've got the county law station and then the city law station.
okay,
So there's 4 and easily 6 weeks on each one, easily.
Hmm.
so do any of those stations mirror what people would see on TV?
Not really. There's only one show I've ever seen that it does, and I cannot think of what it's called, but it was on the Oxygen Channel. And I think it was Chagrin Falls was the first dispatch center featured on it. And these cameras were in the dispatch center. So I mean, it showed everything real time, so.
So this 911 Chicago and all
No.
those, not anything close and,
No,
okay.
no,
Kind of like watching a medical drama.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah. Yeah, really, no, it does not capture. But that show did. I wish I could remember what it was called, but yeah.
But we appreciate you coming in and updating us. And
Yes.
Laura, have you seen Jason snooping around your English down there? Has
Oh.
Jason been snooping around?
You should.
Gave me some candy.
Always has good candy down there.
They did not come out of the sun.
No, it's not in the center, it's in our
Oh.
office. It's in Nicole's office.
Well, thank you, Laura.
Yes, thank
well,
you.
I'll have to come down and check out her supply.
Yes.
If I have to up my game up here.
She always has all the fruity, like the nerd gummies are my favorite. She
Uh-huh.
brings those in. And then some of those Sour Patch Kids, and I'm trying to remember. I don't
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't done that route yet.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and it's, Halloween time, so there's all
I
kinds of candy
know,
out there.
bargains, yes.
See you, Laura.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, and a few items for you today. Approve a quote from Bay Crane Midwest for crane services on the Hazel Dell Road. Project in the amount of $11,537.04. This is for the
Move.
county engineer.
Move to approve.
And second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
And it looks like we've got a lot of utility permits, so we'll start down these. Licking Rural Electric, Danville Amity Road, Brown Township.
Move to approve.
And second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
Licking Rural Electric. Intersection of Zonda and Ireland Road, Brown Township.
Yep.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
Mercury Broadband for Lower Fredericktown and Amity Road. And this is Pike and Morris Townships.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
Another Mercury Broadband, Upper Fredericktown Road, Morris Township.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
Mercury Broadband, Old Mansfield Road, Morris Township.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
And Mercury Broadband, North Liberty Road, Monroe and Pike Townships.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
And Mercury Broadband, Montgomery Road and Morris Township.
Move to approve.
Second, those favors say aye.
Aye.
So there's definitely some fiber getting run out. That,
I was gonna say, it looks like there's some action.
yeah.
This Mercury broadband, they're everywhere, huh?
And then, let's see, I think that's it for the resolutions, commissioners.
Yeah.
That's all the resolutions. We've got bills and a transfer for you to sign. That's it. As far as just update on some capital, working down at the warehouse for future transit and county use, we've got, Penny's been taken care of, getting the gas in our name, the water is in our name, the water is shut off down there, but we still have a minimum usage we'll have to pay. That's getting taken care of, and then the electric, we're waiting, the meter was switched from the entire site to just, each building is getting their own meter. We've gotta wait till the land bank gets one bill first, and then we can get it to Penny and they can put it in our name once that happens. So that's all getting done. And no major updates on the back other than signs are back, signs are up.
Saw that.
They've given us kind of a timeline for the next couple of weeks. To kind of get things done. I think custom wire is supposed to be in next week, get the cameras, the door swipes, those kind of things back up. And get some gutters on, and then we'll be waiting for concrete. That'll kind of be the last thing we're waiting on before we can open the building, and then we'll need to get an occupancy permit before we can let people use it. So we're still a few weeks away, I think, but we're getting closer.
Okay, well, good. Barry, updates for like tomorrow?
No, I don't have any. Come down card there.
Well, tomorrow we're going down
There's
to
a Newark, yeah,
tonight for a
regional meeting
regional meeting.
for,
And then for next Tuesday, since it's the day after a holiday, we won't have regular session, but we will have elected officials at 9 and radio line at 10. And then on next Thursday, our land bank meeting has been moved to Monday, which is a holiday. So Barry and I will be at that meeting on Monday. And we were scheduled initially to have land bank on Thursday, next Thursday. But since we're having that on Monday, then our meeting will be moved to 10 o'clock. And we'll start next Thursday at 10 o'clock instead of 10:30. Trust everyone will have a good weekend. We take a motion for
motion to
adjournment,
adjourn.
and we stand adjourned. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you.